Warning, this video contains spoilers for A Guide to the Dragons of Pyrrhia, A Nightwing Guide to the Dragons of Pyrrhia, A Guide to the Dragons of Pyrrhia, updated and edited by Starflight of the Nightwings, and basically the entire Wings of Fire series. If you haven't yet read these installments and don't want spoilers for them, please do not yet watch this video. Hi everyone! Welcome to episode 5 of A FanWing Guide to the Dragons of Pyrrhia. This episode is going to be about Seawings, my personal favorite tribe. I may be a little bit biased about this opinion, since I started the series on Book 2, which takes place primarily in the Sea Kingdom. But by the end of this video, I hope you can see that just because you don't have fire doesn't mean you can't still be awesome. If you don't remember, or haven't watched the first 4 episodes, this series will go over all the Pyrrhian and Pantalan dragon tribes, including the Beetle Wings, in depth. We'll talk about their abilities, appearance, home, bloodlines, and other miscellaneous information about each of the 11 tribes. And if this does well, I might make a series like this covering wildlife or locations in the series as well. Physical description. Seawings are a water tribe, and that is evident from the start in their descriptions. They have a diverse range of cool scale colors, mostly shades of blue and green, with shades like cyan, turquoise, indigo, and others in the mix. Their eye colors are also blue or green, and Seawings have luminescent scales covering much of their bodies in stripes or other patterns, and these are normally lighter versions of their scale colors. They can light these up at will, and have even created an underwater language called aquatic by flashing these scales. Seawings have gills to help them breathe underwater, and these allow them to live completely underwater, although they do prefer to spend a little time on land. Their talons and spines are webbed, and they have 2 tendrils extending from their chin for unknown reasons. Speaking of spines, unlike most tribes, who only have them on their backs, Seawings also have them on their chests. They also have curved horns and slender bodies, possibly to improve hydrodynamics. Abilities. Though Seawings don't have any fire, they have a plethora of other powerful abilities. First of all, Seawings are easily the best swimmers of all the tribes, and though this isn't exactly an ability, I thought it should come up here. Seawings are also very smart about swimming and are able to angle their wings to help them catch underwater currents for increased speed. What is an ability, though, is that Seawings can breathe underwater indefinitely through their gills, although they never really stay underwater for too long. Their tails are also incredibly strong, probably to help with their swimming, but these can also be used as weapons. In The Lost Air, Seawing guards are shown killing great white sharks with a single blow of their tails. Pretty impressive, right? Anyway, water is also shown to help heal Seawings, as mud does for mudwings. However, it doesn't heal them as much as mud does, and it just helps to accelerate the process. Seawings also have excellent night vision and can even see in pitch black, although only in black and white coloring. Seawings also probably have the most diverse abilities, even though they are the only tribe currently inhabiting Pyrrhia with no weapons coming from the mouth, as of the poison jungle. Other information. The entirety of the living Seawing royal family has Icewing blood dating back over 2,000 years. Though this may not seem like much, and it is very diluted, it is most likely the source of their animus genes, which are still present today. Fact 2. The members of the Seawing royal family can be distinguished by special luminescent scale patterns on their wings, which can be used by non-royals to distinguish them. It is also mentioned that there is an animus touch difference in the appearance of male and female royal Seawing eggs, which is how Olive Coral's male dragonet survived Orca's statue assassin, and this may somehow be connected to the royal scale patterns. Number 3. Being the only tribe that can breathe underwater indefinitely, Seawings have complete naval supremacy. Since many settlements in mainland Pyrrhia are next to rivers, and the entirety of the continent is surrounded by water, Seawings can also use this to their advantage. For example, hit and run tactics using rivers or oceans where they cannot be followed, would be easily achieved with Seawings attacking other kingdoms. 4. As I mentioned earlier, Seawings also communicate underwater with Aquatic, a language that uses talon signals and luminescent scale flashes to signify words and phrases. Seawings can also light these scales up at will, and can momentarily blind an enemy by the sheer amount of light they can produce at one time. Fact number 5. In the War of Sandwing Succession, the Seawings were aligned with Blister, and were able to pretty much single-handedly drive Blister's claws for over 8 years after the Mudwings joined Burn. However, they withdrew from the war in 5006 years after the Scorching. However, Blister still technically won, at least before being vaporized by the Eye of Onyx. That said, during the War of Sandwing Succession, Queen Coral allowed Commander Tempest to run her operations until her untimely death. Anyway, Tempest was huge, as big as Morosir and perhaps bigger. She was said to be as cunning as Blister, but much braver. She was able to, and I'm quoting the book, lead devastating forays into SeaWing territory. Many believed that the war would end right then, just because of Tempest's ferocity and tactical intelligence. Even after Tempest's death at the hands of some random elite Nightwing 4-year-old assassin or something, the Seawings were able to do very well in the war, though never quite as well as earlier. Home. Seawings live in the Kingdom of the Sea, which contains the Bay of 1,000 Scales. This means that there are thousands of tiny little islands to live on, but throughout history, the Seawings have only had 4 palaces, and no more than 2 complete ones have ever existed at the same time. The first palace was the Deep Palace, the only palace to exist throughout the entirety of known Seawing history, and the only underwater one, situated in a trench. Next is the Island Palace, the first of the known above-water Seawing palaces, situated on one of the islands in the bay. It was abandoned right after the Royal Seawing Massacre in favor of the nearly completed Summer Palace. Next came the Summer Palace, which was destroyed and evacuated in 5016 AC during the events of the Lost Heir due to a SeaWing surprise attack. A fun fact about the Summer Palace is that it was not built, but grown by animus magic as an artificial island by Albatross and Fathom. The next Seawing Palace is still under construction as of Darkness of Dragons. It will not be hidden like the Summer Palace was, and it will house a massive auditorium for events, tribal meetings, and/or negotiations. Special Dragons. Royalty: Queen Lagoon, Princess Sapphire, Prince Albatross, who was half Icewing. I'm just going to do away with the titles because they're confusing and there are a lot of these royals. Manta, Reef, Pearl, Fathom, Humpback, Scallum, Splash, Cowrie, Clearpool, Ripple, Coral, Gill, Moray, Shark, Orca, Tsunami, Anemone, Auklet, Turtle, Cerulean, Fin, Octopus, and like 28 unnamed princes that no one cares about. Animi: Albatross, Fathom, Orca, Turtle, and Anemone, who's technically an artificial animus since she was given her powers via an enchantment from her older brother Turtle. Hybrids: Prince Albatross and Typhoon, a fan character, both Seawing Icewings. Thank you for watching this episode of A FanWing Guide to the Dragons of Pyrrhia. The next episode will be about Rainwings, a fan favorite tribe, so remember to watch the skies for that one. I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like if you did, comment with questions or anything you want to say, and to subscribe for more Wings of Fire content. I'll see you in the next video.